Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry how long it's taken me to edit this France vlog, but I had a ton of videos corrupt and lose the files, and I don't know what happened, but we're back today with part of a France vlog, and then the rest is just going to be my thoughts since 3 minutes of my video did disappear into the ether. I don't know what happened to it, so I apologize about that. I also am sorry about the lighting. When you're traveling around Europe, you just gotta find the best place with the best lighting and just deal. But let's get right into the vlog, guys. Alright, so in France, we did go to 2 locations. We went to Lyon, and then we went to Paris, of course, the city of love. You got to see that. So Lyon, we stayed only for a few days, and I will say I really enjoyed it. What happened is we actually ran into a waitress that we started talking to. She was very, very friendly, and she gave us a list, like this big of a list of things we have to see, foods we have to try, places we need to go. And so we just ended up doing everything that she recommended, and it was very, very cool. Although I will say, as far as nightlife, which they said was really good in Lyon, it's only good if you like techno music. And I said this in another video about another country, but they love their techno here. I thought it was going to be like a reggaeton and like rap and rock and hip hop and all those things. Techno, but not even just like EDM, techno. So we didn't actually end up going out. We just ended up going to bars, which was just as fun. But as far as Lyon, it was good. It was fun. I would recommend it, but it wasn't anything out of this world per se. And then on to Paris, because that's what everybody wants to know about, right? Is it overrated? Is it dirty? Is it everything you hoped it would be? We just ate at that crepe place, like you saw the crepes, which was delicious, but it was the tiniest little spot right there on its own, and a very local run. You could tell like the owners were super French, and they ended up giving us free cider and then free alcohol to try, just because they wanted us to try it. So that was very interesting. And then a local man who's been here for generations, he said, gave us a tour of all the streets and all the kings and queens and the fountains, and told me everywhere to go. I think we talked to them for like 2 hours. He was a very cute old man, and so were the owners. They're very sweet. So I recommend that place if you guys want to have a local experience. Decided not to go inside because we're instead going to go to the Versailles, Palace of Versailles. But here is one last look. It is very beautiful. Look at the surrounding area as well. Wow. Well, let's go to the Palace of Versailles, check it out. We're gonna walk around, go inside, see what it's like. We've made it to the Palace of Versailles. Look at this. I'm gonna show you a closer look when we get there. But first look, the gold is unreal beautiful. Got our tickets, just so you guys know, it is $20, 18 euros per ticket. I think it's super worth it to get in though. Let's check it out. One of the things we did do in France is visit the Palace of Versailles, which I just have to say was insanely beautiful, so cool. It was one of those things where you can get lost in it for hours, and I'm going to be showing a bunch of clips of the inside of it, but it was so cool. Every room was like super designed. Like not an inch of wall space wasn't thought of, an inch of furniture wasn't thought of when it goes into the room. Everything matched, and each room had its own aesthetic and personality, which was very cool, because going around to all the different rooms, you're like, ooh, what's going to be in this next room? It's also very interesting because they have a lot of tours there that you can take, so you see groups of people and you get to listen to information even if you're not part of that group, which I think is pretty cool. If you're just paying attention, you'll get some of the history behind it. It's very fancy and probably one of the most unique places I've ever seen. I really enjoyed the Palace of Versailles. I want to say almost even more than the Eiffel Tower. I really enjoyed just walking around, seeing the gardens, talking to the people. It was just an overall great experience. It's also a great picture location if you guys want those Instagram photos. So these are now the gardens. We are outside now. We just toured all the inside, and I hope I just showed you all the clips. These are what the gardens look like. They're amazing. Imagine having this as your backyard. Like, you're just going outside and you're like, hey, let's me touch my gardens. Crazy. We have arrived. The one and only Eiffel Tower. First thoughts, it's not as big as I thought it would be. Second thoughts, it's very metally. Let's get closer. I will say, I do think that the Eiffel Tower itself is a little bit overrated during the day. So during the day, it just kind of looks like a giant metal
statue, which I guess is just what it is. It's copper, right? Just a giant copper building. But I figured it would be bigger or like, I don't know, more exciting. I remember my first thought when I walked up was just like, oh, there it is. And I wasn't super impressed with it. But at night, I will say, if you're going to the Eiffel Tower, make sure you go at night, because at night it is incredible. It is beautiful. There's like a romance in the air. You can just feel the energy of the Eiffel Tower. It's beautiful at night. I very much recommend going to it at night. As far as Paris and any other regards, so a lot of people say that it's dirty. From my experience, I did not feel that at all. It really wasn't dirty at all. Like a lot of the other cities I've been to so far have been a lot dirtier than Paris. It wasn't as expensive, again, compared to like Switzerland or anything. Like, keep in mind, Paris itself was pretty expensive, but between like 18 to 25 for food, which I know sounds like a lot, but in Switzerland it was like 20 to 35. So, you know, everything is relative. And then let's see, the people, French people have been so nice. You know, the whole stereotype that French people hate American people. I did not feel that. There were so many times where French people would come up to me because I looked lost, or they would recommend me things to do, and they were just overall super, super friendly. So do not worry about that if you're an American. We also went to the Louvre, have to see the Mona Lisa, of course, right? So the Louvre itself, I will say, is incredible. Oh, I guess the file got corrupted that I was talking about it in the beginning, but we did actually try to go to the Louvre on Tuesday. Museums are all closed on Tuesdays. Don't go on Tuesdays because they will not let you in. Everything is closed. So we ended up having to go back the next day, which is why you see me talk about in the video that it was finally we got to the Louvre. But the Louvre itself, again, is ginormous. Like, I think we were there for 2 hours and we didn't see probably 50% of it, just because it is so big and I wanted to take my time looking at everything and reading the little signs by stuff. And of course, we did have to see the Mona Lisa, and I'll put some clips in of what that was like, because I will say, a little overrated, the Mona Lisa. There were some paintings in the Louvre that were like an entire wall and scenes of battles, and there's 100 people in them, and horses and blood and knives, and those were just incredible. There's statues that were ginormous with so much detail that they made, you know, rock it look like a human body, which is just incredible. And then you go to the Mona Lisa, and it has its own little security thing, by the way. It is locked up tight in there. No one is stealing the Mona Lisa. But there's a huge line of people. You have to wait in a line, and then you can only get a certain distance from the Mona Lisa. So it's like 5 feet, maybe 8 feet from the Mona Lisa, because they don't want anyone getting too close, I'm assuming, trying to touch the glass or anything. But then you get it there, and it's literally just a girl. Like, I don't know. I feel like if the Mona Lisa wasn't the Mona Lisa and you just walked by it in the Louvre, it would probably be one of the last things that you look at, because it wasn't extraordinary. And on top of that, we've seen so many photos of the Mona Lisa just growing up and hearing about history and everything that it doesn't really look any different, which obviously it shouldn't, but it just was a little underwhelming for what it was compared to the most beautiful statues and paintings that I've ever seen in my life that just to me really outshined the Mona Lisa. But I still think it was worth, again, seeing it, because it is one of those things that's like, it's the Mona Lisa, you know, you gotta see it at least one point in your life. Overall, I say I have to give Paris like an 8 out of 10, just because I was a little disappointed with the Eiffel Tower during the day. I do think it's one of those things that you should go see over your lifetime, because it's Paris. Come on, you can't miss out on that. But I do think it's a little bit overrated in the terms of it's not the best place in the world by far. It was not my favorite place this trip, although I did very much enjoy it. Lastly, I just kind of wanted to comment on the French food, because I know everyone likes to hear about food. Is the food worth it? Was it good? I will say, I do think I had the most incredible breakfast of probably this entire trip in Lyon, France. It was this little pancake or crepe pancake place that was so unbelievable. Their crepes are just so good. Their pancakes, like, oh, so amazing. I will say the sweets we got recommended, I didn't so much like, but I think that's just personal preference. I'm not a huge sweet person. I'm more of a salty person. But overall, oh, and their chicken, oh my goodness. Okay, so overall, I have to say food, I have to give an 8 out of 10 as well, just because the dinners and the breakfast were amazing, but the sweets I think were a little overhyped. But again, I'm not a sweet person, so if you like sweets, you might feel differently about it. But yeah, guys, that is my France vlog. Again, I'm so sorry that my clips are missing. I tried to get them back and they're just gone. They're off my camera. I don't know where they went. They're out of this world. So I apologize about that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyways. If you have any questions about France in particular, leave them down in the comments below. Like the video. Please subscribe. We're getting so close to 1,000. I really want to get there before I end this trip. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.